This is Tank's vlog for October 28, 2017. We're wrapping up today in sports. World Series Game 4 was a classic pitcher's duel. You got Charlie Morton and Alex Wood. Morton was solid and Wood was great. Morton only allowed 3 hits pitching into the 7th, and Alex Wood did not allow a hit into the 6th, but when he allowed a hit, it was a loud one. Home run by George Springer. But then Dave Roberts takes him out. I don't understand what Dave Roberts is doing in this series. I think part of the reason the Dodgers lost Game 2 was he overtaxed the bullpen. Rich Hill was pitching fine in Game 2. I think he took him out way too soon. And I think that's what we had your problem. I think Jansen wasn't meant to pitch 2 innings. And he gave up the runs. And that's how the Astros were able to come back and tie that series. And now tonight, it didn't burn him because the Dodgers bullpen actually got the job done today. Meanwhile, the Astros bullpen's been a problem. Ken Giles has been awful. He was awful in Game 2. That's why the Dodgers came back and tied the game in the 10th inning. And tonight, he imploded in the 9th, and the Dodgers scored 5 runs to win 6-2. Cody Bellinger had 2 big hits, a double that ended up tying the game in the 7th, and a double that put the Dodgers ahead in the 9th. So this is now a 2-2 series, best of 3. Interesting to note, Cody Bellinger's rally, the 5-run rally to the Dodgers, is the largest 9th inning rally since Game 2 in 2000. Now, the Mets fell short in that rally. What's ironic, in the 9th inning when the Mets rallied against the Yankees and almost came back from down 6-0, the Yankees had a left field defensive replacement named Clay Bellinger. So that's kind of interesting how things get tied together. The last time there was a 5-run 9th inning rally was in the 2000 World Series, Mets against Yankees. Clay Bellinger was a Yankee. And tonight, 5-run rally for the Dodgers. Cody Bellinger, his son, starts it for the Dodgers. It was Saturday. It was a college football wrap-up. And what a comeback tonight by Ohio State. They looked dead in the water for 3 quarters. People already had their typewriters up. Ding. Or actually, no one has typewriters anymore, but their computer, it's the same general format. And it was, the stories were written. J.T. Barrett, choker. Saquon Barkley, Heisman hopeful. Well, after a great first half, Saquon Barkley disappeared. While J.T. Barrett, with an all-time great 4th quarter, led the Buckeyes to a comeback. Now everyone's talking J.T. Barrett. Saquon Barkley's name is come down to the pack. But let me give you another name. Josh Adams. 2nd straight 200-yard game. Notre Dame continues to roll. They crushed NC State today, 35-14. 202 yards. Adams, he broke the game open with a long run in the 3rd quarter. Gotta love how the Irish are playing. They are ranked number 9. Expect them to move up. The world's largest outdoor cocktail party turned into a disaster for the Gators. Their season is circling that drain right now, just like Florida State. Yesterday, Florida State lost. 2 big Florida schools are having an absolute nightmare season. Gators now 3-4. Georgia, the only team to beat Notre Dame this year, beat them by 1 point. Beat them 42-7. They're ranked number 3. Penn State was number 2. Expected Georgia Bulldogs to be number 2 at the end of this week. You're going to have SEC 1-2. This is going to be, if these 2 teams don't lose, Bama and Georgia, That's going to be a SEC championship game for the ages. Meanwhile, number 4 TCU, another unbeaten team, gone, lost. Wisconsin quietly, still undefeated, 8-0. You expect them to move up. They now take the mantle as its best team in the Big Ten Conference. Clemson, they bounced back after their loss. Miami's got to be the weakest 7-0 team I've ever seen. They barely win these games, and they barely beat a bad North Carolina team. I don't know how much longer the Hurricanes can hold on with this. Oklahoma at number 10, they beat Texas Tech. Oklahoma State beat West Virginia. Washington beat UCLA. Virginia Tech beat Duke. And Wazoo. Wazoo, 2 weeks ago, suffered their first loss. Their offense failed them. Today, their defense failed them, allowing 58 to the Arizona Wildcats. Well, see you, Wazoo. Sparty didn't have a party today. Beaten by Northwestern. 39-20, 39-31. You could expect to see them fall in the rankings. South Florida, they suffered their first loss to Houston. That's going to change some things there, but Central Florida, they stay unbeaten. They played a FCS school and beat them 73-33. How can they play an FCS school this late in the season? And USC beat Arizona State to wrap up the top 25 summary. Quickly, hockey, Devils, they continue to impress. They won a very tight game, back-to-back home games, back-to-back nights. Now they head on a Western Canada road trip, so there was kind of a must-win tonight for the Devils. But 8-2, I don't think you could have expected anything better. Meanwhile, those Arizona Coyotes, 0-10-1. Haven't seen a Coyote get beaten this often since the Roadrunner cartoons. And speaking about getting beaten, New York Rangers are an absolute mess. 3-7-2, 5-4 loss to a Canadian team that was struggling equally. If things don't get turned around at Madison Square Garden, Lane Vigneault might be au revoir. NBA Cavaliers got throttled tonight by the Pelicans. Cavs aren't playing too good. They're 3-3. They're kind of struggling so far. I mean, NBA so far, you haven't really gotten much of a sense of what's going on, other than the Dallas Mavericks are terrible at 1-6. Let's look at our 3 stars before we go. Before we go to our NFL preview for Sunday, we'll take a look at our 3 stars. And they are J.T. Barrett of Ohio State, DeMarcus Cousins, who's off to a terrific start for the Pelicans, and Cody Bellinger, who is 2 doubles, keyed the Dodgers' big Game 4 win. Today's birthday shout-out goes to the red-headed stepchild of the NFL, Andy Dalton. How many interceptions will he throw on his birthday? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, actually, Bengals really aren't playing. Well, the Bengals, well, you know, Andy Dalton. If it's a big game, he'll throw interceptions. If they're playing a weak sister, then he won't. And we take a look back at one of the biggest upsets in college football history, which was Centre College. Yeah, Centre College. Never heard of them either. Beating Harvard, who at the time was a powerhouse. 6-0. Considered by many to be the greatest upset in the history of college football. Let's take a look back at Barstool Sports and its Sports Encyclopedia, where sports history lives and where we pick every game every week in the NFL, the league where they pay for play. London Calling, don't want to see the Browns. London Calling, can you send us another team? Expect the Vikings to win that one easily. Bills host the Raiders. I like the Raiders' win last week and Thursday. It might be tough coming to Buffalo, but I think the Raiders are now on the move. Expect them to go on a nice winning streak. Speaking of Andy Dalton, I guess he won't be throwing many interceptions today against that soft Colts secondary. He'll get a nice win for his birthday. Happy birthday, Dandy Andy. Patriots, they might be ready to go on a run, but I think they'll have a tough task against the Chargers. Joey Bosa, he is a very good pass rusher. I expect him to be in Brady's face all afternoon, but I think the Patriots just have too many weapons, and will get the win and will cover. Saints, they're playing terrific football. I expect them to have a terrific game against the Bears. Falcons, they just don't play good against those AFC East teams. But coming to a rainy Meadowlands, I think they get the win, although I think they'll be sweating it out to the very end. Don't be surprised if the Jets at least get a cover. Eagles might have had some injuries on Monday night, but the 49ers are dreadful. Look for the Eagles to soar to another win. Buccaneers, Panthers. Buccaneers' ship is sinking, but they have a chance to save things if they could start getting some wins. Playing the Panther team with Cam Newton with his turnover problems, I think the Buccaneers get the win. Texans, a lot of distractions in Houston this week, and they're going up to the home of the 12th man, place you don't want to be distracted. I expect the Seahawks to win this game big. I see the Cowboys beating up on the banged-up Redskins. And on Sunday night, I see an upset. I think the Lions are going to beat the Steelers outright. And on Monday night, the Broncos, this team just does not have an offense. Trevor Siemian is terrible. Expect the Chiefs to win big. There's your NFL preview of Week 8. If you want to get in the action, go to MyBookieAG and have a good day.